Hey everyone, welcome back to Bridging Purpose with Profit, where we explore different of growth, healing, and building a life rooted in purpose. I'm Bree, the founder of Bree Brands Consulting, and today's conversation is one that speaks to the heart. So often we carry thoughts, emotions, and experiences that never fully get expressed. But what happens when you take the time to reflect and put those pieces into words? Today, I'm joined by author Paula Witherspoon, who shares her journey in her recent book, Reflections Pieces from the Heart. Through reflection, vulnerability, and storytelling, she opens up about the process of life, finding healing, and giving voice to your experience. So, without further ado, let us welcome Paula. Hey, Paula.
Hello, everybody. How y'all doing?
Good. So I am so happy to have you on. And what I do with all of my guests is we have an icebreaker. So the icebreaker today is, if your book had a soundtrack, what song or music would reflect it?
Well, I always love you talk. Did you want me to make up a song? But I've always loved that. That inspired me. One day I was riding in my car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know how she was feeling when she made that song, but the day that I was driving in my car and actually heard, because I love music, but I actually heard the words that she was saying.
Yes. I am working on a few different projects, but if I could have a theme song, it would probably be It's All in Me.
All right, yeah. Do anything you want now, baby. Come
Do
on
it
now. Actually, I
differently.
remember that.
Yes, yes. So that would be my song. So you guys drop in the comments, what would be the theme song or soundtrack of your book? So, Paula, let's kind of get people introduced to you a little bit more. What inspired you
Okay.
to write the book?
Well, what inspired me was um I had a lot of people were telling me because I used to write newsletters. I started off with writing newsletters. It was called Reflections Pieces from the Heart. And I also had a woman to woman ministry where I got on the radio every Thursday night in Kingston on Queen Street. Every Thursday night, I would get on the radio and encourage women there. But then what inspired me about the book was my sister. She kept telling me, she said, Paula, because I would let her see my reflections, my newsletter. She said, Paula, you need to let, there's some other women that need to hear this. And I said, what, Gwen? She was like, I was like, what? She said, yeah. And I couldn't see myself as a author. I can't write no book. I don't know nothing about no book. And she said, well, the women need to hear this. And then I was like, well, whatever. Yeah. But I didn't listen to her. I didn't do it.
Mhm.
And that was around 2013. And I didn't do it. Um, went on about my life. And then one day I went and started going through, sorting things out. And I found the newsletters. I was like, you know, and all of a sudden I started reading it, and I was like, I said, you know what? I am going to write a book. I need somebody. I don't know how to get started. I said, but and then I started like, I don't want people to know that I've been through this. I'm a preacher. I shouldn't be going through this. I was preaching, and but then God said, just as clear, it's not about you.
Yeah.
He said, it's not about you. And then I can remember he took me through all of it. He took me through everything that I went through just so I could be a testimony to some other woman that needs to hear what I have to say. And that's why I wrote this book. And I said, God, it's in your hands, and you're right. It isn't about me. Because I got 3 daughters, and two of them went through some of the marriages that I was being abused in. They loved me so much, and God got us out of it. Even they needed healing. They needed healing too. So I just thank God that they got their healing. They got their healing. My baby girl, she don't know too much about it. She don't know too much about it, but my oldest two, they stood there right there with me and my mother. Mm. I just want people to, I just want to be used by God. I see a lot of people when they accept Christ in their life, or not even accept Christ in their life, but some of the things that they go through, they wear this mask. They
All right.
pretend that they're somebody. I'm gonna use an example. Like when we see somebody at the grocery store and we hadn't seen them in a couple of years and we're excited. Yeah, we're excited.
Yeah.
But they asked us this one question, and we might have just left out going through something, and they don't know it because we got this mask on our face, and they asked us, "Girl, how are you doing?"
All
And we
right.
sitting there, we lie. We ain't
Mm,
doing fine. It's always, "Oh, I'm fine, doing good, I'm fine," and we're not. So we need to get healed. And when we say we're fine and we're doing good, we need to actually feel like that. Yes, you're gonna have them bad days, you have them good days. You're gonna have them. But when somebody asks you that, you can honestly say, "Yes, I'm doing fine," you know.
that's right.
So I just want, women to be healed, and a lot of women have not, a lot of they have not been healed. It
Wow.
takes a long, it takes a long, long time. It takes a long time. And in my book, there's healing, and each woman, she might get healed in one way. The other one might get healed another way. But in my book, I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed to let y'all know what happened and how I got healed. And I let y'all know that it was the grace of God. I never left him out because he the one. He was the heal. He the one to help me get healed so that I can be here to tell y'all that you can get healed. There's nothing you cannot do. You can that God wants. He'll see you through it,
Yes.
but he also want to use you to
Mm-hmm.
have that to be testified testimony. To you be a testimony to help somebody else. Because there's some ladies out here that probably have been, that are maybe in their 80s that still haven't gotten healed because no one doesn't want to talk about it. Don't
Yeah.
want to talk about it. Do not want
So
to talk about it.
So when you were talking
Oh,
about
yeah.
vulnerability, writing reflectively often requires vulnerability. So how did you navigate, writing this book, telling your story, but also protecting your peace? Like how did you balance that? Being able to tell your truth, but also keeping your peace.
Well, sometimes it was hard because it made me remember. And sometimes I even had tears to fall, but I had to remember that wasn't about me. But then as I finished writing one section, I sit and I think about it, after let me see, there's one, I'm trying to think of the one that I wrote, let's see what it was. It was the first of the year. It's my season. I think I
Oh
call it,
yeah.
it's my season.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was the first of the year. Yeah. I started feeling peace. Then I was like, okay, this is my season. I gotta give I got to just go on with life. I just gotta
Yeah.
go on. And I made it. And this gonna be my season. I'm not going to cry no more, pick on this no more. I'm not gonna lay in the bed and feel sorry for myself because my daughters need me, So, but that's when I made it a decision that this is my season. And
Mhm.
my season was going to be great. It was no more, no more, like I said, no more tears, no more. Not for those, anyhow. Other tears may come, but
Yeah.
not for those.
Not for that. Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, that's good. So, were there any other things in your book that surprised you as you were writing? Something that you didn't expect to uncover? Like, what was revealed as you were writing?
Yeah. At one time when I was writing something, I was like, I was talking to myself. I was
Yeah.
like, God Do I have to let everybody know my business? And that's when I heard it. It's not about you. And I was like, I don't want them. They see me as evangelist, has her hair nice, all, she just, all, they always tell me how, she's looking nice and all this and that. They gonna find out. This evangelist, she was raped in a marriage constantly. She had no voice in a marriage. She had to hide because she was so scared this person was going to kill her. And one time I had to call my mother when they went to work and they came and got me. And I had to pick up, God done. Yeah, no, that was was that? Oh, that was the first time. Yeah. And so I had to call my mom. She got my uncle. And they came. They got me and Shalonda and Tamika. And when he got off work, we had to call police because he came around my mom's house. He was throwing rocks at her window. He was threatening to kill my mother. He was calling. We went through something. And so we had to go to court and all this stuff. Well, I got out of it.
Yeah.
And when he saw that I was serious, and then when he saw, and let me tell you this man, what made, I forgave him.
Mm-hmm.
I forgave him. All that he did, I forgave him. And, but, that was hard. And I was like 21, 22, because I lived in a military life. It was yes, sir, no, ma'am. We couldn't go out and play with the other children or nothing like that. So I made up my mind, me and my sisters, and we were like, when we graduate, I'm getting out of here. And the only life that I knew was military.
Military
He
life.
was a Marine. Yeah. So
Okay.
I followed him. Yeah, that's the only life I knew was military. I didn't know nothing about civilian life and only but going to school.
Yeah.
And so that's how I ended up in that. So I would tell somebody, follow your heart. I mean, really, truly follow your heart because that's God speaking. But don't follow yours because you'll make big mistakes. Just see how things go. Just see how things go before any decision in your life that you make. Don't just jump into it. Just even if you want a new job, this job, do research on it. Do research
Yeah.
because I found out too. You got some devils in them jobs too. So I mean,
Right.
yeah, you got to just research. And as
Mm-hmm.
relationships, take your time because I'm gonna tell you, when you meet somebody, you look at that as a dating experience. But
Mm-hmm.
once you marry them and you get them in the home and and years go by, you start seeing things that you didn't see when you were dating and you didn't know. Get in a marriage, and if you see things that your spouse don't like, don't do those things.
Mm-hmm.
If you see the things that they like, do those things. That keeps peace in a marriage. I've been married. That's something I didn't want nobody to know neither, especially the Christian folk. I've been married. I've been married 4 times. I had a husband that died. The husband I have now is the fourth, and then the third one died. But the first two were the ones that abused me. My third husband passed away. He was a good man, and the husband that I'm married to now is a good man. So
For someone who is thinking about their story, either writing it or maybe even picking up your book and reading it, what would you say to encourage them?
I would tell them that if it keeps telling you to write it. Get started on it. Just get started on it. If it don't sound right, you keep at it, but don't let it stop you because somebody needs to hear your story. Somebody needs to hear what you have to say. And a lot of times we can be our worst enemy.
Yes.
We can be our worst enemy. And so I encourage you to just keep going at it. Pick that pen up and just start writing. writing, just writing. And then read it too. Read it and write. But I would encourage you to don't let nothing discourage you to not do it. Yeah. Just pick that pen up, even if you don't have a pen, get a piece of paper and jot down this each and every day, or if it ain't but once a week, but don't stop. Just keep doing it. And before I knew it, when I was doing my newsletters, it was you'll feel good about it.
Yeah.
Cause
Yeah.
I was excited. I was like, wow, I did it. I did it. I actually did it. So,
So
uh-huh.
real quick before we get to our last question, what was it like working with Bree Brands Consulting? What was it like going through the book process? So doing the
And yeah,
photography, you're getting the book cover ready.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was exciting. It was very exciting. Really, I actually said, wow, I feel like an author. I said, yes. And
Yes.
then you wanna make sure you wanna get your book out there. You wanna make sure that everybody knows you know know about your book. But it's exciting. Once you make up your mind and you write your book, and then you get out there, you find someone that's with you, that's gonna help you. And I called my daughters all the every I was there, man, we did a cover shoot. We did our cover shoot. And I gotta wear this and I gotta wear that. What to wear? It was so much fun. And I thank you, Brianna. I really do. That God sent you in my life right in time. I really do. But it was fun. And once you decide that you're gonna write that book and that book is being going to be published, you're gonna feel like, yes, I did it. I did it. And that's a lot of times we are our worst enemy. We are our worst enemy. But you get out there today, I'll tell you, write that book. Write it. It took me what? 2000. I started in, let me see, I accepted Christ in 1995. I started writing the book in 2000. I started writing in like 2013. Then, and look at it, it's 2026. And
Wow.
look, God is still in the midst.
That's
He's
right.
in the midst. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Sweet.
write your book. Write it.
Write your book. Oh my goodness.
Write your book.
Right. So we want you all to make sure you go to the link in our description to go purchase Reflections, Pieces from the Heart from Amazon. Go to that spot right now. Paula, any final words for the people?
I just want to say that if you purchase one of my books is healing. There is healing for each and every one, all different types of healing. And I believe that's why God allowed me to be, I was married, I've been single, I've been a widow, and I've been married again. So I've been through it all. So there's something in there for somebody. And I was not ashamed to say what happened, but there's healing so that you would know, okay, this is for me. That's for me. Yes, there's healing in my book for each and every one of you. No matter what you've been through, there's healing.
Yes, there's healing. So again, thank you all for listening to Bridging Purpose with Prophet. It's been Brianna with my special guest, Miss Paula Witherspoon, and we'll see you in the next episode. Take care.